going to get Hawaiian food. All right, Cipher. What do we know about what he has said about, one, the container, and two, the treasure itself? 60 pounds. That's the difference between the safe code numbers. Okay. Nod to the container. That if we know where to find it, we would be retrieving and not searching. Or that if we had solved the poem in full, we'd be retrieving and not searching. Concept of beacons, signals, GPS, that he would know if the treasure had been moved. All things that would exist within a black box, especially if it was like GPS chipped in some way. Again, not a federally, like a real black box, but a nod to a black box that works in similar ways, where it has an outer shell that can survive earth, wind, fire, all that stuff. And then it has an internal shell that hides wisdom and, in this case, treasure. Oh no, there's a lot of traffic up here. And so, also, can you find what lives in time? A black box literally records past events. So it quite literally is always living in the past, by definition. And, yeah, can you find what lives in time? And then also, time. Like, so it lives in time. The word time. T-I-M-E. Those letters also spell E-M-I-T. Emit, like emit a signal for a beacon in a black box. Yeah, and that's on top of Midnight Menace having 8s up the wazoo. The safes code being differences of 8, and every single one of those codes having to do with the railroad in some way. Like, take one of the safe codes and then just take that code and then put in Union Pacific or Southern Pacific and put in the safe code, the one code, and tell me if you don't get either an engine that is retired, a rule that existed there. Like, every single one of those numbers is gonna connect back. And honestly, I don't want to geek out. I'm not going to. But hypothetically, if you were to look up all of those rules that are applied to, you might find that they are all rules that revolve around things that would be recorded in a black box. Yeah, that's a true story. And if you take all the codes, subtract it, like, that's the treasure. So it's clearly telling you like 8 and these numbers connect to trains. And then both his mom and dad are railroad. And the first thing that involves his mom and railroad happens at midnight, which is 12. And the clock time, regardless of if you think it's 12:02, 12:03, 12:04, it is 12:02. But regardless, it's 12. And I think he moves it to 12, and I think 12 is the very first starting time. And if you rewatch it, like, it's implied that he moves it because of how they cutscene. And so that equaling carbon and silicon and those elements together being CSI, and then us investigating further and going to Midnight Menace and then finding all of the 8s, like August 8/28 is when it happened. You have to go into like the 8th notch of a throttle to do that, to do Highball and 70, like all of these things, 8-hour break, and then you have the fact that Midnight Menace connects there, and then the 402 connects to the arrival time of them on Posey on the road. So they leave at 10. He says it's a 6-hour drive, and so they get there at 4. So there's an 8-hour difference between those two times, and one time leads to the other time. And theoretically, if the incident happened at 2 a.m. and like an 8-hour break, is it an 8-hour break from an incident? If it was, like, then 2 plus 8 is 10, which is the departure time that happens in Dad's standard time is a 6-hour drive. Started at the most inopportune time. But, like, the poem, like, half the first 2 lines, half of stanza 1 confirms the cipher, in my opinion. and then like all of those things connect, plus time backwards is emit. Like maybe it actually does emit a signal, like when he hid the bronze bits and he pulls up his GPS to see if Tucker can find them all. Like, I'm sure that's what's in the treasure. It's too simple, right? But I mean, like, that was hidden out there. Like, he had all of that hidden out there for a year and all that, and like came back. So like, seems like he kind of set the stage that is how he's going to find the treasure. Is maybe not that it's buried, but using like a beacon. And he said it'd be pretty much impossible to find if it was buried, which means I don't think it's buried. Unless there is a beacon, and somehow you have to connect to that beacon. That might require an advanced degree, I don't know. There's probably something on Amazon I can buy that would allow me to do that. I have tried to see if I can get like any sort of change in my phone, like that I can connect to something or Bluetooth, or and that's never happened. But like GPS, that's probably what it is. And there's probably an Engelmann spruce potentially that he climbed and put a relay signal or an extender on there, so he could expand that network of service. Which means maybe it's in a well, obviously I think it's in a remote area, because I don't think that you're going to find it like in a sea of people. Which is another problem with like Yellowstone or like Montana, honestly, is that I bet you people that are searching in like those areas, you see each other all the time. Like you probably, and I'm sure that's great. Like, and there's camaraderie in that, like that part is good. But I bet you're searching in a lot of the same areas. You're going to dinner at a lot of the same places afterwards. Like, there's a built-in camaraderie because you're in the same area. I have been boots on the ground 20 times, and in this area 11 now, maybe 12. Yeah, 12 I think. And once I stepped foot like actually on a specific trail, once I actually got into the network, yeah, first like half mile or whatnot, like sure there, but like once you actually get into like the actual deeper into the area, like where you would explore nature and stuff, I don't see anyone ever. Like 3 people I think I've seen across the 11 times, and yeah, even then it was 1 person here on one day, 2 people here on another day, and that was maybe 4 people. 3 instances, 4 people. 5. One of them was a group of 3. But I don't think any of them are treasure hunters. I've not gotten that vibe from anyone now. Could be wrong, but yeah, I don't get the vibe that I am. That a lot of, I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm in the same spot that a lot of people are in, which is either a really good thing or a really bad thing, I guess. I've never found the treasure, so I guess it's a really bad thing until it's not, right? But yeah, all right, that's what I got. Okay, bye.